I do so, Mr. Hughes. I have Melissa and I have Ashley, and they are up for their annual Old Home Week visit to the booth. So the ladies are going to watch the Sire Stakes in the 6. Purple Poet, Mrs. Brown's Boy, Howmack Magic, Red Dirt Boomer, Red Dirt Rock and Roll, Dusty Lane Cortez, top of the stretch. Approaching a start, off stride was the 5, Red Dirt Rock and Roll. There they go, off end pacing and Purple Poet, the first one out at the rail. Second into the turn, Mrs. Brown's Boy from the outside. Third, as they move over to the opening 8, that is Red Dirt Boomer. Fourth on the outside, Dusty Lane Cortez, then Howmack Magic, and the trailer is Red Dirt Rock and Roll. So the quarter pole bound, and Kenny Arsenault has Purple Poet right on the engine. Tucked away now, second is Red Dirt Boomer on the cones. Third, Mrs. Brown's Boy. Fourth into the turn, Dusty Lane Cortez, Howmack Magic. Fifth, Red Dirt Rock and Roll plays catch up and going to the outside. 28 and 1, a fired up opening quarter put on the board by the fraction setter, Purple Poet. Getting the 2-hole ride is Red Dirt Boomer. Up and driving on the outside, Red Dirt Rock and Roll. Picking them up off stride. At the inside was Mrs. Brown's Boy. Now Dusty Lane Cortez to the cones. Outside, that's Howmack Magic. 57-4 opening half. They round the paddock turn going to the 5/8. It's Purple Poet the leader. Red Dirt Rock and Roll on the outside. Red Dirt Boomer in the pocket. Coming up fourth on the outside is Howmack Magic. Dusty Lane Cortez fifth. Trailing the field, Mrs. Brown's Boy. They're over to 3/4. Red Dirt Rock and Roll. What a recovery. He's leading it on the outside. Purple Poet towards the rail. Red Dirt Boomer third. 3/4 and 1. 27 flat. They're homeward bound now. Purple Poet battling back at the rail. Red Dirt Rock and Roll. Howmack Magic. Red Dirt Boomer up the inside. Shut the camera up. We're going to need it. Red Dirt Boomer will get there for Berrio. Howmack Magic rallies up second. Red Dirt Rock and Roll third. Time of the mile in 1. 56-4.
Well, this is why you race them, because you never know what's going to happen in a horse race. And early on, Red Dirt Rock and Roll made a break, got a little crooked there behind the gate, leaving, got away at the back of the pack as Purple Poet cut it out, 28-1. Dowling pulled Red Dirt Rock and Roll first up, and he was dead game this afternoon. Half 57-4, 127 to the 3/4. Red Dirt Boomer watched it all happen, sitting the 2-hole. And Berrio moves up to pass the lane, and he drives off to win here in an Atlantic Sire Stakes A Division 3-year-old colts. Rallying up for the deuce was Howmack Magic and Mark Campbell. They raced well, and that gutsy effort from the 5 Red Dirt Rock and Roll. They settle for the show dough here in race number 6. We'll see Red Dirt Boomer and Berrio back in the winner's circle next. In the drive for charity, Gilles Berrio is teaming up with the Charlottetown Vet Clinic, and they're raising money for the Queen Elizabeth Hospital Foundation in memory of Shelley Gass. And what a trip, Red Dirt Boomer, 156-4 here, Vance.
Red Dirt Boomer arriving at the 6th race winner's circle. Bay Pacing colt 3 years, the son of Malicious. Off the articular dam independent gal, Oma Dan Ross at Belfast. Gilles Berrio training and driving. A mile in 1, 56-4. Red Dirt Boomer in the Atlantic Sire Stakes.